Mad Dash Mail Run. Thomas, the tank engine, and Percy, the small engine, are some of the most useful and reliable engines working on the island of Sodor. Percy pulls the mail on Thomas's branch line and across the island of Sodor while Thomas handles Annie and Clara on the Farquhar branch. But sometimes, pulling the mail, although it is his favorite job, can be tiring for Percy and can be too much for him to handle, so the Fat Controller will often call on Thomas to help out and give Thomas just as many trucks as Percy to deliver the mail sacks in. One day, Percy was late. "Percy, you're late with the mail," said Thomas. "The Fat Controller won't be very pleased with you." "Oh, please," said Percy. "You'll be late sometime." "I'm not always late. I'm only late when I'm delayed." "Well, I was delayed," said Percy. "Rubbish," puffed Thomas. "The Fat Controller relies on us to run the Farquhar branch line. Please be on time tomorrow." But by the time Thomas and Percy had returned to Tidmouth Sheds, they were very tired out and were late to Tidmouth. Henry, Gordon, and James whistled to them. "Ha! Is the mail becoming too tiring for you?" Then the Fat Controller arrived. "Thomas and Percy, you guys will both be given extra work to do sometime this week, and I am not pleased with your timeliness today, Thomas and Percy. I heard you were both late. Tomorrow I expect that you both shall be on time with your mail and your passengers, Thomas." "Yes, sir," said Thomas. "Yes, sir. Righto, sir," said Percy. Gordon and James chuckled. Henry chuckled too. "Wow, the Fat Controller was cross with you guys," said Henry. "You better be ready for tomorrow," said James. "We will be," said the engines. Thomas and Percy were cross with Gordon, Henry, and James for being so mean. But later on, it was Thomas who was late. "Uh-oh, Thomas," teased Percy. "The Fat Controller won't be pleased with you." Thomas rolled his eyes. "There was a cow on the tracks." "It's not like I was afraid of a cow like Gordon and Henry were." Thomas and Percy chuckled together. "Well, maybe, but the Fat Controller said he'd be upset if we were late again. Thomas, you have to be on time," puffed Percy. The Fat Controller had another message for the engines. "Tomorrow, Thomas and Percy, I'd like for you guys to do extra work. Maybe this time you'll learn about punctuality. Thomas, you shall help Mavis and Diesel in the quarries." "Yes, sir," said Thomas. "Percy, you shall go up to the farms." "Yes, sir." "Without a doubt, sir," said Percy. "And hopefully this will help you to learn about punctuality," he said, driving away. Next morning, Thomas was puffing through the quarries with his train. He had helped Mavis and Diesel. He felt really useful after that, and he was always on time. And then he hurried along with Annie and Clara with his afternoon passenger train. He was wasting no time. He didn't want to be late. Thomas had finished all his other jobs, and now he was heading to the depot to collect his mail trucks. Thomas was at the depot. He had now been hooked onto his mail cars, but where was Percy? Percy was nowhere to be seen. Thomas was worried. "Percy will make me late," he said. "He'll make us both late. The Fat Controller will be cross. Where is he?" Percy had finished all of his jobs too, and he was hurrying down the line, but he had a long way to go before he could reach the mail depot. Thomas was now growing very impatient. He was very worried. Where's Percy? The Fat Controller will be upset. We'll both be in trouble. Thomas really didn't want to be late. We'll just have to leave without him. But Percy was hurrying as quickly as he could to get to the mail depot. Finally, Percy backed onto his trucks. I'm ready to go, Thomas, peeped Percy. Where were you? Asked Thomas. Never mind that. Let's make up for some lost time, peeped Percy, and Thomas led Percy out of the mail depot. Then there was more trouble. Sidney had spilled his coal on the tracks. What happened? Said Percy. I'm sorry, said Sidney. My truck was being troublesome. But luckily, Thomas's driver and Percy's driver cleared the wreckage in no time at all and started kicking everything aside. Even they were in a hurry. Thomas and Percy started away again. Must be on time, they said. Henry, Gordon, and James were cross at Knapford Station. Henry, why would you biff those trucks so hard? Said the Fat Controller. Gordon, please continue shunting Henry to the works. I'm glad I don't have any trouble, said James. Then James heard something snap. It was his coal bunker. He had run out of coal. Then everyone heard a loud commotion. It was Thomas and Percy. They arrived with a whoosh of steam and a pound on the brakes. How did you guys manage to get here on time? Said James. We didn't think you could do it. We were really resourceful, said Percy. The Fat Controller was pleased. Well done, Thomas and Percy, he boomed. Here is the man of the mail depot. He heard how splendidly you guys worked. I'm very impressed, said the mailman. You are both really useful engines, and Thomas and Percy had never felt so useful before. They knew it was always good to take care and to be on time.